What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of F1 2017 and another how-to tutorial. In today's episode we've got another practice program and it is race strategy. So let's get into it. Alright, so before we start we need to know how you actually activate the program. You simply go into session information. It's going to focus on the screen in front of us. You simply go onto practice program select. So if you're on one of these, for instance, simply go all the way to the left and then select the practice program. In this case is race strategy. We have already covered tyre management and fuel saving. We've done 2 videos on each, an extended version and a shorter version. I'll leave cards for all 4 in case you are interested. The extended one is basically more for beginners and the shorter one is just tips, tricks and really how to do it. But we are working on the race strategy one for today, like I keep saying. So at the top we have the available points you can get from this program. In this case it is 50. The optimal pace gets you all 50 points. Good pace gets you 30 points and poor pace gets you 0 points. And now we have a brief description of what this program actually is. So basically what you have to do is 5 laps. So the team can gather some tyre wear information and fuel usage. And then this personalises the best strategy for you in the race. So after that we want to start up the program. You simply just press it and then we can select which tyre we want. Personally, I always go with a recommended tyre, but in this case we do have super soft, soft and medium. This will change depending on the tyre allocation you have been given. For each weekend, each race it normally changes, but we are at the Bahrain one, so these are the tyres that are available. Of course though, we have the intermediate and full wet. You won't use these in the dry. They will only be for obviously intermediate conditions, so wettish conditions and full wet, you know, full wet conditions. And then we have the tyre set. You are given a set of tyres, so in this case we have 3 sets of the soft tyre, and then the laps remaining is their usage. I haven't been out at all in this session, so we've got 4 unused fresh rubber. If you've been out maybe a few laps, I suggest throwing on a brand new set if you can. It will make it a little bit easier to complete the program. And then we just start it. And then you have the flying lap, which is where it will just start you on a straight flying lap straight into the session, or you can drive out of the pit lane and work your way around to the start of the practice program and the first lap. Alrighty, so now we are on track. Let's go through what we have to do and some tips and tricks for you on completing this race strategy practice program. First off, what is it and what do you have to do? So in race strategy, you're going to be given a maximum of 5 laps and a target time. What you have to do is beat that target time, and each time you do, you'll get a few points. You can do it in a minimum of 3 laps, so you don't have to do all 5. And say you do complete it before the 5 laps, you are given the option to continue round or just go into the pit lane and finish off the program. In this program, you're going to be collecting data for the tyre wear and fuel usage, so your team can get the optimal race strategy for the race, hence the name race strategy. The first lap, if you beat the target time, is 10 points, but the rest of them are 20. So this meaning, like I said earlier, you can do it in a minimum of 3 laps. What I'd recommend is the fuel setting, put it in standard. You can run it in rich or lean, but you don't get given that much fuel to complete it in. So if you do it in rich, you may possibly run out. I haven't really done it in rich, so I don't know on that. Let me know if you have run out or if you have done it on a rich setting in the comments. Lean, there's no real point in running it in lean, except for if you want to save some engine parts. But running a fuel setting in lean is going to cost you a bit of time. And if you are struggling with your time, then that will matter. Also, like I say for the other practice programs, if you have a pass or a score under the optimal, I recommend just doing it again so you can get them extra points, which is going to help you in the car development program. An extra little bit to the career mode, which is really cool. If you want me to do a video on it again, let me know in the comments. Well anyway, that is about it for what it is. To sum it up, you just have to beat a target time and you have a maximum of 5 laps to do it and a minimum of 3. So the only real tips I can give you for completing the program itself is just driving tips and what I've learned from other videos and listening to the actual commentators on TV and things I've tried to do in the game itself. By all means, I'm not a pro, I'm not a esports pro, and I'm definitely not an F1 driver, so yeah, this is just my tips to help you out a little bit on beating that target time. So the first tip is don't be afraid to use the racing line. If you are struggling with the track layout, this can help you a lot. Also, it shows you the braking zones and where you should be accelerating. Another tip is for your DRS. You want to try and trigger the DRS as early as possible, so as soon as you go over that line, the earlier you can activate it, the better, because the earlier you press it, the longer time it will be activated for, and it could mean an extra mile an hour or kilometers an hour down the straight. And this is Formula 1, so every little helps. The next tips are about the corners. First off, remember that the corner exit is always more important than the corner entry, and lose a load of time, you'll be taking that all the way to the next corner. But say you gain loads of time and are improving on your lap, again you're going to take that to the next corner. So if you have a long straight like the one in China, you can make up a load of time or you could lose a load of time. So bear that in mind. First off, what we have is the braking zone. You can do this in one of three ways: braking early, braking in the middle-ish section, or braking late. Braking early is going to give you a decreased risk in locking up or running out wide, but you are going to get a time hit by that. So what I mean is you are going to lose a little bit more time than if you were to brake in the middle, and a lot more time if you were to brake late and successfully do it. So the first one, braking early, you're going to have a decreased risk in locking up or running out wide, but it is going to cost you more time than the other two. Braking in the middle is really what I'd recommend for the average player, because you're not going to lose as much time as if you were to brake early, and you don't have as much as a increased risk of locking up or running out wide than if you were to brake later. But of course you are going to have a little bit more of an increased risk of locking up or running out wide than braking early. And then the final one, braking late, is the riskiest one to do, so I'd only recommend this to people who really feel comfortable in that specific corner or braking late itself, because if you do get it wrong it can cost you a chunk of time and could even make the difference between you hitting the target time and losing the target time all in just one corner, because the risk of locking up or running out wide is a very increased risk over the other two, and it is very easy to do. But there is a load of time to make up by braking late, so if you are comfortable enough to do it, I would definitely say go ahead and do it. But if you're not, then I'd say keep around in the middle. Also in late braking, what you can do is trail brake, but this is the hardest one to do because the chance of you locking up is very high, because the inside wheel has no weight going to it. It's all shifted to the outside, so it will tend to want to lock up. And then we have the corner itself. So the first tip is to make the turning off the wheel as smooth as you can, so don't be jabbing at the wheel constantly. If you ride on board with an actual Formula 1 driver, they will try and make it all in one go, because it is the faster way to do it. Of course with a controller you are going to struggle at this a little bit more than with a wheel, so just keep practicing and try your best to get it all in one movement. Secondly, it's the corner itself. You want to hit that apex perfectly. Again, the racing line will help you out on showing you where it is. Also the curbs, there are different types of curbs. There are the ones that you can really just go over and make up more time, and it is the racing line to go over them. They are really flat to the ground. And then there are ones that are referred to as sleeping policemen. You definitely don't want to go on them, because they are literally designed so you don't go on them, and if you do, you are pushed well out wide, which is going to screw up your corner exit. Bear in mind too, when you are on the curb it can unsettle the car a little bit, so oversteer is more of a likely factor, but it all depends on how you take the corner itself and how the corner is. And now we have the corner exit, the most important part of the corner. A few tips on this is, one, you want to try and get on the throttle as early as possible, because at the end of the straight that you're about to go on, if there is a straight after that corner, and it's not just another corner like the first couple of corners at Bahrain, you will maybe make up a few more mile an hour or kilometers an hour, which is going to improve your lap time. But what you don't want to be doing is spinning up your rear wheels. Of course Formula 1 cars are rear wheel drive, because this can lead to a lot of tyre wear, bad corner exit and oversteer. Oversteer is basically where the rear end wants to become the front end, so you have to correct that, and it can mess up your corner exit as well, and it does cost you time. So you really want to make the power on or pressing the throttle, whether it be a trigger or a pedal, as smooth as you can to maximise grip and reduce that chance of spinning up them rear wheels. Another thing you can do to stop the rear wheels from spinning is to change gear early. This reduces your torque output to the rear wheels and reduces the risk of them spinning up. But if you do get oversteer, try and correct it as early as possible so it's not costing you too much time. But yeah guys, that is basically a few tips on getting a good lap time itself. But the main thing you need to be doing, if you can't really do it at the minute, is just keep practicing and practicing and practicing, and eventually you will get it. But now let's go back to the garage and go through all that data we've managed to gather on track. Alrighty guys, so once you've done that, you'll arrive back in the garage. So to view all the information that you just got, we simply go onto session information again, and here you can see it is here. Once again, if you have it on a different one, just scroll over and you'll get to it. So the score we got was perfect, 50 out of 50, so we got the full score. If you haven't got that, I'd recommend just doing it again, just so you can get them extra points, because they'll help you in the car development things that you can do. So underneath that, you can see we've got compounds, and this is just showing what tyres you've done it on. So in this case, we've only done the soft tyre. If you've done it on multiple, then they will show there. And that is also the reason why the graph is yellow, because we have been on the soft and that is a yellow marked tyre. It would change depending on which tyre you've done it on. So this is our graph. Your ones are probably going to be different because they alter on the data that you have got. So this is the data I've got right here. So the graph on the left is the tyre wear, and that's just showing the tyre life. Obviously it's going to degrade, so the graph is going to go down the more laps you do. And then the line that is like broken up is what they have predicted you'll do, or what is a baseline to do. So you can see we are just above that, which is good. And then we have the graph on the right. This is the lap time. So again, we have the line that is cut up, and that is really just a baseline of what to do. By the way, I got a really bad lap at the last part. It was atrocious. So yeah, try and aim for under that line or on it. And you can see most of it, we were under the line, which is good, apart from that final lap, which is just, it was a rubbish lap, let me just say that. And then we've got our line. So what you want to aim for is to get it under that broken up line, or exactly on it, but I think trying to get exactly on that line is going to be a tough challenge. So here we were under it for the most part until the last lap, which was just rubbish. I put a really bad lap in for the last lap, so but yeah, it doesn't really matter because we got the perfect score anyway. And then on the right we have more exact data. So at the top we have description and result. The first one is average lap time, so in this case it was a 1:34.617. And then we have the tyre wear factor, so this is 0.92x, so 0.92 times. I think the lower that you get that tyre wear factor score, the better. And then under that we have average fuel burn, so we have 1.88 kilograms. Expected fuel usage per lap, 1.8 kilograms. And the race fuel load, which is 26.32 kilograms. So it's got all that data. It's given us some nice graphs and some information that we've got a race strategy from. So yeah, that's really all you do. It does take a lot of practice, so keep practicing if you haven't quite got it. What I'd always recommend though is trying to get that 50 out of 50 score and a perfect, because it will help you on the other side of the career mode where you can develop the car, improve parts and stuff like that. If you want me to do a video on that, by the way, let me know in the comments. Well yeah, that's really all you do, so I hope it has helped you out. But like I said at the beginning, we've already done time management and fuel saving, so if you are struggling on them or want to watch them, I'll leave a card for them in the top right hand corner. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope it has helped you out. If it has, be sure to let me know in the comments or by leaving a like. If you are struggling, you've got any questions or any feedback or anything like that, be sure to let me know in the comments as well, or on social media. But thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic day. Peace.